What is up, YouTube? This is DFishFan bringing you a discussion type video for today. So, as you guys have probably heard, going around the YouTube news and stuff, there's been some old archetypes that have received. Well, I say old, but not some of the newer archetypes. They have received some new support in the OCG, or at least it has been announced. So, I thought we should go over them. Because they're pretty interesting. They're archetypes that I think, except for Lightsworn, that I feel needed some more support to be maybe catapulted into the competitive scene. Who knows? So nonetheless, I'm here on Streak, and let's go over Lightsworns first. We'll just go in order. Okay, so I'm not sure what exactly these are. It seems to be like a structure deck, even though they're called duelist sets. But because it says it comes with 3 promo cards and then 1 yet to be constructed deck, so 37 cards, so 40 cards, and it seems like you would have a deck. So, but I mean, I'm not very familiar with how the OCG works in that terms. But nonetheless, so the Lightsworns, they're getting a level 7 Synchro monster. So that's pretty interesting right there. Lightsworns, it looks like a pretty epic picture as well. It's called Light Lord Archmichael. And, all that I can assume from this monster, because the effect has not been confirmed or revealed or anything, all that I can assume is that it's going to be pretty fucking broken if you can get it out, or have like a very dramatic effect in terms of milling. Because from what I can see in the picture, let me try to enlarge it there, it looks like some angelish character riding Judgment Dragon, which is fucking terrifying for me, because Judgment Dragon is already broken as it is. There's no need to make a Judgment Dragon themed monster unless it's ridiculous to get out, which this one doesn't seem like it's going to be very hard to get out at all with the level 7. Now the tuners, more Lightsworn tuners, and then the ability for Lightsworns to spam out different levels, whether it's with Lumina or Wolf or stuff, or other techs as well. So yeah, not looking forward to that effect unless it's pretty hard to use or utilize. So next up we have Lightsworn Assassin Raiden. Light Warrior Tuner effect monster, level 4, 1700 attack, 1000 defense. Activate this effect during your main phase. Send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If one of those cards sent to the graveyard by this effect was a Lightsworn monster, it gains 200 attack until the end phase. This effect of Lightsworn, blah blah blah, can only be used once per turn. Also, during each of your end phases this effect activates, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So, with this effect, you have a beater, a level 4 tuner beater, which is pretty nice right there. I believe Lumina is level 3 if I'm not just having a complete brain fart. So Lumina and Raiden, which would be very easy to get out because you just summon Lumina, discard special Raiden, would be your Lightsworn Synchro, in my opinion. I think that would be the easiest way to get it out. If there's not any more conditions to bring it out other than a Lightsworn monster. And with this one, in total, if you activate the effect, and in total, you're going to be sending 4 cards to the graveyard in 1 turn, which is very, very good. And you have a 19 beater and a tuner out of it. So I think this card is going to have a lot of potential and a lot of play in the Lightsworn deck. But, that's of course yet to be seen. Alright, so the last card they announced, Lightsworn Maiden Minerva, Light Spellcaster Tuner, effect monster level 3, 800 attack, 200 defense. When this card is successfully normal summoned, add 1 light dragon type monster from your deck to your hand, whose level is less than or equal to the number of Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard. When this card is sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Also, during each of your end phases this effect activates, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Okay, so this card, although the stats are very underwhelming, which I think is a very, very good thing about this card to balance it out. It's pretty much an amazing, I want to say late game, but really with Lightsworn there are no late game. It's more of a mid game card for them, which is like their late game. to be able to get JD to hand. You know, if you're already set up and you're able to search out this card or somehow draw this card, this is going to be amazing because you summon it, search for JD, special JD, activate, and probably win the game because that's how JD works. So even though the effect isn't that great, you know, when it's milled or when it's sent from the hand or deck, when it's sent from the hand. So if you mill it or if you soul to recharge it, you mill card in extra. So that's kind of good too. So I guess the way that they went with this card is they want it to be good throughout the game. Very versatile card. So I think that's pretty interesting in that aspect. And it's also a level 3 tuner. So that opens up more options because maybe all you have is a Lumina out there. You know, you can go level 6, but if you're trying to get the Lightsworn monster, you know, you need a wolf. Or what else do they run? Garoth or some shit like that. So it has more options with the 2 different level tuners, which I think is pretty nice. So that's the Lightsworn discussion. Let's go ahead and move on to the Geargias, which it's another duelist set, machine gear trooper version. So yeah. So they are receiving a new Geargia Exceed, Geargia Cross Gigant or Gigant. And it's an Earth Machine Exceed rank 3, no effect confirmed. So that's pretty interesting. I feel that they can go many ways with this Exceed monster. I'm hoping that they give it a type of unique effect that isn't really seen in the Geargia archetype at the moment. I think Geargias do have a lot of potential still, but I did think that they were missing a couple cards. And let's go over the cards. Oh, I'll show you the picture, by the way, of the new Exceed. Let's go over the cards that have been announced and review them. So, Geargia MK3, Earth Machine, level 3, 1000 attack and defense. When this card is successfully special summoned by the effect of a Geargia card, you can special summon one Geargia monster from your hand or graveyard in face-up defense position, except the Geargia, whatever, MK3, except himself. The effects of the monster special summoned by this effect are negated, and the effect of MK3 can only be used once per turn, and during the turn you activate it, you can only special summon Geargia monster. So, there's a lot of restrictions to this card. It has to be special summoned by the effect of a Geargia card, which isn't that necessarily that hard. You know, they have their Lone Fire, and they have MK2, I believe, is the one. The special is another one from the grave. And, let me see here. You can special summon, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, and you can only special summon Geargia monster after this card was after the effect was activated. Nonetheless, it's a pretty good effect. So whenever it's special summoned by, like, let's say the Lone Fire for Geargias, I forgot his name, by the way, I'm sorry. With special summon like that, you can special summon another level 3 Geargia and instantly go into the new Exceed. So that's the play that I assume they want you to go with this deck, which isn't that bad of a play. You know, you turn one monster into one boss monster, which is pretty damn good. Alright, next card is Geargia Attacker. Earth Machine, level 4, 1900 attack, 100 defense. Once per turn, you can change this card into face-down defense position. When this card is flipped face-up, you can select and destroy magic and trap cards on the field equal to the number of Geargia monster you control other than this card. Okay, so this one, the very good thing about it is that it's a 19 beater, which I think the deck needs. Like, that's pretty damn good for them. But you know, it's gonna have to flip itself into defense position, and you're kind of giving up your safety by doing that. You know, when you turn a monster into defense position, like all those type of monsters, with Geargia armor, that's fine because you know you're just gonna leave it in defense anyways. But with this one, you're gonna have to resummon it, and you know that opens up torrential plays, that opens up bottomless plays since it's a 19 beater, that opens up solemn warning plays, you know, stuff like that. They could interrupt your idea, you know, and what you had in mind. So, I mean, I don't know. I think the card has potential. I just don't think it's gonna be as effective as it possibly could have been. You know, if they brought a different effect to it. But nonetheless, I think they might still run it. I think it's still not a bad card to run. A level 4 1900 beater for Geargias that can pop back row if you get it off successfully. It's not bad at all. Alright, so that was the Geargias. The last thing I wanted to talk about. This is pretty cool, by the way. I do want to mention this. Gold Series 2014 has been announced in OCG. And 3 of the cards that are going to be on there, they confirmed like the gods and then like these 3 cards. 3 of the cards that are going to be in the Gold Series are actually determined by a vote that Konami, I'm assuming, is holding. So that's pretty cool that they allow that they're interacting with the players to figure out which cards they want in the pack. So that's pretty interesting. I like that a lot. There was one thing I wanted to... Oh, the Cyber Dragon. Okay, so a new structure deck that got announced. Structure deck 26, Lightning Strike of the Mech Light Dragon. So, this one is this is the cover card. Let me see if I can load it up for you. What's it called again? Cyber Dragon Nova. So, it's a very cool looking card. It's a Cyber Dragon Exceed. So, the effect has been confirmed, it seems. It's a light machine, Exceed, rank 5, 2100 attack, 1600 defense, 2 level 5 machine type monsters to make it. Once per turn, you can activate this effect by removing 1 Exceed material from this card. Select 1 Cyber Dragon monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Also, once per turn, you can activate this effect by removing from play 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand or that you control. This card gains 2100 attack until the end phase. This effect can be activated during your opponent's turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard if this card is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 machine type fusion monster from your extra deck. So, I mean, just think, I think the big thing and the big reason why Cyber Dragon decks will always pop up every now and then, like they're never really meta, of course, but they always have hype. And the reason being is because cards like this, Cyber Dragon Nova. What's the one where they like banish all their machines and then bring out fucking Chimera Tech Over Dragon? Like, this deck is always going to have huge fucking plays. Fusion, Future Fusion. Remember that build? Holy crap, that shit went off. So this deck is always going to have huge plays. This is yet another huge play card for them. So, eventually all these huge plays, people are going to find a way to make it consistent huge plays. And then it's going to be a deck that's actually competing with the meta. I don't know if this is that card. This is a very good card in terms of effect. Once per turn, you can detach material and special summon a Cyber Dragon. And then you can utilize that special summon by banishing Cyber Dragon and having it become a 4200 beater, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4200 beater until the end phase. And you can do that during your opponent's turn in case they want to try to attack it or something. I mean, it's really versatile. And then if they get around it, you get to special summon a fusion machine type fusion from your extra deck. I see a lot of potential in this card, and I think it's actually going to have some decks built around it. The only thing that holds it back is that it requires 2 level 5 machine type monsters. So that's pretty restricting in terms of the only one that's easy to summon, Cyber Dragon and Solar Windjammer. So are those going to be the ones that are going to be played with it? Is there going to be another card that comes out that's possibly easier to get into this? That would be great. So we'll have to see with that. That's the only card announced, I believe, besides like normal reprints. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of long, but we went over a lot of stuff. We have the Cyber Dragon support, the Lightsworn support, and the Geargia support all covered. So thanks you guys for watching. Remember to like the video and comment down below what you think about this support. I think it's great. GK's actually got announced of a possible support, but I'm gonna wait to see the confirmed effect before I talk about it, because and that one will have its own video if it does get confirmed. So stay tuned and let me know what you guys think. Like, favorite, subscribe, comment, and all that good shit, and I will see you guys later.